Welcome back to the 11th hour show. Okay, if cash flow is the lifeline of a company, employees are the backbone. This pandemic has challenged businesses in sense of new rules to play with. You have to quickly put together, accommodate the new normal because of the shifting environment. Upsets happened and many agreements were broken. There's a lot of things have changed for this new normal. Some business leaders find themselves struggling to get their teams back on course. Working from home is a setback because some jobs you just can't work from home, right? So some find themselves in a difficult place where people have to let go and salaries are cut. Morals of the company actually change, okay? The morale goes down. With all this at play, how can a leader realign and renew their teams to prepare for the new reality? How do you keep morale high when situation looks bleak for everyone? How do leaders enlist cooperation and recreate synergy in their organization? Hi, I'm Terence. I'm an international business coach and trainer. I lead business organizations throughout Southeast Asia, and I work with today. Joining me is Mr. Izam Yusof, a former CEO, now turned business strategist with more than 30 years of experience working with numerous entities to transform their business. Welcome, Izam.
Hi, Terence.
Hi. Communication is key in every organization. What should communication be in times like this, like crisis?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, in times like this, sometimes you got to balance between emotion and what really you want to do. So it's kind of be honest where you are at for leaders, and then start uh, framing your answers and your question, and start saying it uh, with empathy. That will be the first good start. You can't really hide a lot of things anymore. Things are happening the way it is, and there are market knowledge about what's happening in the industry, in the business. So you got to choose wisely how you say those words in terms of building up the team, and start seeing the possibility and in what's happening within the organization.
All right, let's say the organization looks bleak. Should honest be meaning like, okay, our company is not doing well and we are really going to close shop really soon. So I'm telling you, all we're going to close shop really soon. Is Are you talking being honest? Is that kind of conversation transparent as well when you talk about that?
Well, you got to build a structure of the communication. I imagine if you are a sizable organization or a medium-sized company, you have level of authority. You have to separate people, levels of responsibility. You start talking to the various levels. First, you start with the core team and putting on the table as it is. So, what are the options available? So that's one communication, and then possibly you have a mini town hall or semi communication with the team. So you start disseminate information slowly, saying that okay, the management are doing something now, we'll come back with more information. So it's all about having structured communication from time to time, not just one off. So we are in this situation, this is what's going to happen. I think you got to build in some emotions, stopgap measure, and as well as saying things so people can start embracing it, receiving the communication slowly and digesting, and then take one step at a time. So that would be ideal for me, I think.
Okay, got it. So you're doing that. So you talk about you taking care of the emotion and stopgap measures. Can you say more on that?
Well, the thing is when in this situation, there are two sides. There it depends on the business you are in. Some are growing and some are scaling down. Some are not sure whether they should go or they should stop doing the business anymore. So that's where you need to know where you stand. You can have a 50-50 communication with the team. Then they get puzzled on the next step. And then if you have several teams where some of them you want to retire them, some of them you want to continue with them. So start having separate communication with them, and just have a structure how to do that. I think that's quite critical because we want people to live with an open heart. Of course, there are some emotion with it, and feel it's time to go, means it's time to go. So how do you handle that? It's easily said here because we're dealing with human being. It's not a delete button in the computer. You just press enter and it's over. So that comes with wisdom, and I'm sure with the leaders running organization for a while, these are the first thing I would encourage you to sit down and think how to say these words, and then there's a structure to it again, and be empathy in the communication.
Got it. And like when you talk about all this empathy, it's like and what's the most important things to be addressed and communicated first and foremost? What's the most important?
Well, I think you got to address the fact that this is the situation of the company now. Okay, you touch on cash flow. We have this so much cash flow. The business going to a certain direction, so we foresee a certain drop in certain maybe sales or certain drop in production. So from there, you know the number of people you need moving forward, at least for the next 6 months, in the immediate future. So you tend to know who. Possibly you know who are your strong ones you need to retain, and some of the people you need to retire for a while. I used to use retire because the business might pick up along the way and you might want them back. It's not a total cut, it's a total loss, a total cut. So this is where when you start letting them letting them go, there might be possibility of them coming back. Of course, you cannot promise them then on that you will take them back. But at least those are the brightness of the future we talk about in terms of, and also the thing that we are in at the moment.
Okay, so you're talking about, okay, so you tell them this is the situation, the cash flow we can handle for so on and so forth. Are you in or out? And like you might retire, and this is so you communicate all this with the team.
Yeah. It depends. Well, it depends on, you don't talk to the whole team in general. Let's say you have a team that say, okay, you want to let them go. You call them separately. Some of them, because you know the emotions of these people, some of them you might want to call one-on-one if they are long-serving employee or they've been with you. Maybe they are one of the senior management. It's good to address them one-on-one rather than in a group. And then you have another group that you want to retain. What kind of new skills you require from them, or what kind of synergy you want to build up with them? Because some people have to do more. The moment you start reducing the number of people, that also means that some people have to carry on certain other people's responsibility. So this is where you got to really see how you want to make up as you move along. So because there's no perfect answer as the moment you make the decision, only you have a direction where you're going. From there on, you keep on constantly communicating with the team on a weekly basis, on a fortnightly basis, because when you have more information, you tend to be certain on your direction and the next step you're taking. And of course, there are always learn from money, and there's always correction along the way. So it's not perfect in whatever that action that we're taking.
Got it. And then let's say when you chop up the company already, people that's left, some people have stayed, and the company has been mutilated, and people are doing a lot more. And then how can leaders recreate the environment, and in times like this where it's like it's never the same, the company now. Looking at that, how do you recreate the morale of the company and the culture?
I like that question, because this is what the essence of it. Now, the moment you are in that state, you have to look at your new reality, and then you have your new normal, and start looking at the whole team. And the essence of it, I like to say, is that how to do more with less. Because I'm sure when you start your business, you have a small team, people tend to do a lot more. And then as you grow the business, everybody have their own function. There are certain processes maybe can be cut down. There are certain things not leading to meaningful result can be relooked. So this is where you start looking what meaningful result that you want with the target, and then how you can be more efficient and effective in getting the result by doing less. So this is maybe the thinking cap, and asking a lot more questions in this area that could help and support you in terms of having that kind of team to produce more. It's not about multiplying the people with additional jobs. It's seeing what's important now and what's real in getting you the result. Previously, possibly you have a big structure with a lot of units or departments. So now maybe some of it can be collapsed, can be combined, and some of the function within them is no longer important to do, or it can be taken by the system automate. So there's various angles you can look at it in terms of how to be more productive in doing more with less and achieving the result that you want in this situation. So I think it's good to think from that angle, because later on when the business grow again, you know you have a lean team in terms of growing the business without adding more cost to the business. Yeah, Terence.
Got it. Thank you. It's like really chopping off the fats and making it look really lean as a business. Great. Izam and I is going to run a 2-hour Master Business Builder program on 18th of July in the afternoon, 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. It's a 2-hour program. And if you like this kind of conversation and would like to have a conversation with Izam, and like we are there on 18th, okay? And please click the link below to register. And if you have any questions regarding this conversation about leadership and all these things, ask in that link below as well and comment. So we can actually answer your questions on the comment below as well. And these 2 hours is for us to help business owners with practical strategies of tools with Izam's experience and my experience of years and years of experience to help you get through this, okay? And these things is we're going to discover what's the new reality in your business and the critical area to focus on. What's important is which critical area. There's so many areas to focus on. What is the critical area? The 1% effort that makes the difference. And these 2 hours, we'll keep going to that and dissect what works and what doesn't. And like, if you're going to fix something that doesn't work, it's like, you know, healing a dead cow. It's not going to make it work. So we're going to look at that in the business too. We're going to reinforce the business with 8 keys to survive, stabilize, and thrive during this crisis. And we're looking at increasing performance with the 5 pillars of productivity to pivot your business in the right direction. So that's what we're going to do on 18th of July. So please click below, comment, ask questions. We'll be there to answer all of it if possible for you. Okay? Anything else, Izam?
Well, dealing with employees or fellow colleagues, we're dealing with human being in essence. So it's not really straightforward in managing it. So you got to be tell the truth with compassion, and then you got to have empathy in all the communication, and of course have the thought of driving the business forward at the back of the mind. That's all for me, Terence.
Thank you. See you guys on the 18th of July.